Viewers, at last Ibrahim Traore has done what no other Islamic country has ever managed to do. While in our country's laws remain confined, only to books and criminals roam. Free, Ibrahim announced punishments, so terrifying that even the thought of committing a crime would vanish. But the question is, what are these punishments? And how did Ibrahim muster the courage to take such a step? If you have the courage to hear about these punishments, then watch this video till the very end. Viewers, let's begin with the first punishment. So dreadful that even the fiercest rebels break into a cold sweat just by hearing its name. This is called the torment of rats. In this punishment, the prisoner is tied down tightly on the ground, and a steel container is placed on his chest or stomach. Inside this container, hungry, vicious rats are released, and then fire is lit beneath it. As the container heats up, the rats go wild in search of escape. But there is only one way out: the prisoner's body. Yes, within moments, the rats gnaw through the skin with their sharp teeth and claws and start tunneling inside. The prisoner writhes, screams. But the chains don't allow him to move. This torment is not only physical but also mental, because the prisoner knows this pain won't end soon. It will only intensify with every passing moment. Most rebels confess to their crimes as soon as the torture begins, but those who remain stubborn either lose consciousness or die. The purpose of this punishment is not just to inflict pain, but to instill such fear that no one would dare rise against the state again. Ibrahim Traore declared that every traitor to the nation's blood will face this punishment. That is why even the mention of the torment of rats makes criminals shiver. Dear friends, the second punishment is the iron box, a torment that breaks rebels, not only physically but also spiritually. In this, the prisoner is locked in a tight iron box, so narrow that he cannot stand. Sit comfortably or lie down. The box, made of metal, freezes like ice in winter and burns like fire in summer. The prisoner is kept inside, not for hours but sometimes for days. There is no light, no air, no comfort, only a small hole in the ceiling. That barely keeps him alive. Each breath becomes a new agony. The most horrifying aspect is the complete silence. No voices, no human contact, only the sound of his heartbeat and breathing, slowly driving him to the brink of madness. Many rebels lose their senses, some break down and confess, while others die in despair. Now, friends, the third and harshest punishment: being torn to pieces. This is reserved for those rebels who, despite forgiveness, betray again and again. The aim is not only to eliminate the criminal, but to set a terrifying example for society. The punishment begins with half-hanging. The prisoner is hanged until he is near death but still breathing. Then he is lowered, and the true torture begins. His stomach is slit open, and his organs are pulled out in front of everyone. The prisoner sees everything but can do nothing. Finally, his head is severed, leaving behind a spectacle meant to deter anyone from rebellion. Viewers, next comes the iron mask. At first glance, it seems simple, but in truth, it is one of the most agonizing and drawn-out punishments. A heavy iron mask is locked tightly onto the prisoner's head, covering his entire face. Small holes are left, only for breathing, but not enough to see clearly. In summer, the iron burns. In winter, it freezes. Every moment turns into agony. Eating, drinking, sleeping, everything becomes torment. But the real pain is mental. After days of not seeing his own face, the prisoner feels he has lost his identity, no longer a human being, but a living corpse. He longs to see his reflection, but only the hard steel wall stares back. Friends, now let's talk about the punishment called drops of poison. This is perhaps the most spine-chilling, for it brings not instant death, but a slow, drawn-out torment. In this, the prisoner is tied to a chair, and a cup of water is placed before him, but the water is laced with tiny amounts of poison. Not enough to kill instantly, but enough to set his veins on fire. Every hour, the prisoner is forced to drink a drop. At first, it only burns slightly, but over time, the pain spreads like acid through his entire body. His lips burn, his throat dries, his eyes darken. But he knows. He is not yet dead. More drops await him. This goes on for days. Every hour, death comes closer, but never fully takes him. In unbearable agony, the prisoner begs for mercy and confesses to his crimes. Friends, you've seen how Ibrahim Traore introduced such punishments for rebels and traitors that even hardened criminals tremble at their mention. Now the question is, if such laws were enforced in our countries, would oppression, treason, and corruption roam so freely? Would criminals still be so powerful? What do you think? Do our leaders have the courage to make such bold decisions like Ibrahim? Share your opinion in the comments. If you like this video, don't forget to like and share, so this message can reach more people. And yes, subscribe to our channel because we bring you the most shocking revelations and amazing truths from around the world. Dear friends, let us not forget, having laws is not enough, enforcing them is essential. Ibrahim has shown the world that when a leader stands with his people and walks the path of justice, even the greatest rebel trembles. The question is, are we ready to see such a system in our society? Or will we keep suffering in silence? The choice is yours.